Why, hello, Digi Lovelies. This is me, Shanley, again from Pink Mom, and I am here with Shanley. And we definitely are going to have some issues with connection. Even though I have us on 5G, I'm really hoping it's going to work out pretty well for us. So this is she's taking her selfies. I am going to do a little sit stand because you guys know that sometimes when I'm out at events, my lupus neuropathy decides to kick in, and it did today. So they were very nice to accommodate us and put us in wheelchair seats. So I actually have a much more comfortable seat than I probably would have had. So we are ready, my friends. Just the stadium is alive. It is 4 days. It's sold out back-to-back concerts. It is going to be ridiculous. I am so excited for this night. So a lot of people in the BG fam don't know that I have been a BTS fan for 7 years. When they first came around, loved them. I always thought that there was a lot of amazingness to who they are and their potential. But over the last 3-4 years, what they have done under the guys Big Hit and Hive and Bang Seok, it's just been absolutely incredible. I can't, like, Sharon is about Baotong Scholar, and what she does is she speaks about the just critical influence and the impact that BTS and their work has had on the globe in general in terms of mental wellness. Yeah, and it's because of her and our little lovely sister relationship that we were able to bring you this day and bring you. We're not going to stream live the concert. That's illegal. Yeah, that'll get us, pulled on social media. Yeah, but we are going to give you some live coverage here and again. As you can hear, listen to this crowd. Everybody's singing and dancing. Hey, Sharon. So I wanted people to know why. What is you think the most relevant importance of a group like an organization like Hive and then a group like BTS on the global mental wellness? Well, I think it's the fact that they operate a little differently. So in other words, they embed within their music and even within their daily lives and how they relate to each other and how they've been supported within Hive. The Big Hit is the idea that it's the idea that they're a team. And they do peer support effectively within their group. And they basically extend that peer support from a constellation of 7 into a galaxy of millions. And I think that's the best way to put it. I'm going to put us like this so y'all can see what's going on behind us. I totally agree with you on that perspective. Why do you think people like you and me who are in our 50s, which we're not worried to say that, why do you think people like us connect so much to this message? Well, I think because with all that life under our belt and all the experiences, it's nice to see that there's a next generation moving things forward and that they don't whether they are age, whether they are ethnicity. And I think that's the thing that's most important. We're almost time, guys. We're so close. So yeah, from a mental health perspective, honestly, they cause a lot of people to bond over things. I know so many folks that tell stories about one person in the family starting and then everybody gets in on it. So it's a bonding app. Woo! So anyways, yeah, this is awesome. It's fun! One of my favorite videos and compilations is this. Enjoy! BTS Army together! Tell your daughter and her boyfriend to see if they can find us. Tell her we're in section 1243C. Those green seats, but I am happy to have them. We are here at the BTS concert, and we are both doing some live streaming here, so this is awesome.
He does.
Yeah. So let's take a look. All right, my love. I'm gonna keep the live stream on for as long as I can. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, I was sharing my story about me being here actually today because it's so humid. Sorry, guys, my signal's gonna keep me going. Which I have had for being here today is a little spirit in my energy. And they're just doing the regular rudimentary information. So why do I so bad? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I connect to these young men because it really doesn't matter. They transcend gender, they transcend age. The message has always been more important than anything else. I mean, I'm a 55-year-old Indo-Caribbean Desi woman, and I completely connect to BTS and who they are, and I absolutely adore them. And obviously, I'm all the way here in Los Angeles for this concert with Sharon, who came from Winnipeg, Canada. CEO. She teaches mental wellness and coping strategies, as you guys know, through the medium of fandom. And of course, it's literally one of the largest fandoms in existence right now, aren't we, Sharon? I've been for 4 to 5 years. I know that they're following them. So the message and the fact that they promote the message of artists and music for healing. And they don't just promote it, right? It's not just words, it's actually true message. Something that they try to support throughout the family. And that's why we're here with Army. And this is literally the most diverse I have seen probably in almost any fandom of existence. Well, now we've worked in as BTS. So, excuse me, as BG. Jeez, if I was BTS, that would be cool. Oh my goodness, guys, check it out. I'm going to show you up top. Guy is really killing my thunder because he's so loud. All right, unfortunately, I can't stop and come back to you, so I do kind of have to wait it out so that I'm maintaining the stream. I'd really be curious who's watching tonight and how many of you are BTS fans or K-pop fans or fans of the K-pop culture. That has really taken the world by storm because the K-pop culture is something that inculcates a sense of self from more now than probably most pop culture fandoms that are out there. I'm a massive fan of the K-pop culture, and there's a lot of reasons. It's because as an Indo-Caribbean woman, I really connect to the message. As an Asian woman, I totally understand what it is to be able to promote identity. And the BTS message is about promoting positive self-identity and finding yourself. And the tour today is called, it's called Permission to Dance. I mean, you don't need permission to dance. The whole point is we need to dance throughout our lives, right? It's not just with our feet. It's with our voices. Every time they switch the video, everybody goes crazy. It's about dancing with your voices. It's about dancing with your mind. It's with your spirit. It's about so much with your friendships, right? And your connections, So what do you think, Sharon, that permission to dance means? What do you?
Oh my gosh. Well, to dance is a metaphor. It's permission. Right. You don't need permission to do anything. And in this case, dancing, especially, hold on, I'm clogging up here. Permission to dance means it's the idea you don't need permission to do the things that are right and make you feel good. You don't need anybody else's permission. You do what's right. And you do what's right in terms of feeling good. And the idea of dancing, in a sense, represents freedom and liberation. And especially when the fact that they took that lyrical content, they did it in the context that they did. So they showed folks in the video across, again, generational demographic ages. And then because of the wonders of Tay, they've got the sign language in there. So that was the other thing. Coming from a family where there are folks in my family that sign, my granddaughter, that's one of the things for her. And so she recognized that. And for so many folks, that matters. And that's that idea that, again, for someone that's hearing impaired, to have access to music and know that, and again, they have access to music through things like the rhythm. But for those that don't have hearing impairment, we don't realize how rich that can make their world in different ways. And so to have that symbolism and to have that in there, again, it's the idea that they literally speak across things. And again, it's you do your own thing. And it's also that idea that it's not just do your own thing in some sort of reckless sense. They talk about the positivity, the challenge. And I think the line that I love the most is that idea of, not worrying about when you fall because you know how to land.
Because you know how to land, exactly.
Because we all know that at some point we're going to fall. And there's no delusion about that. There's no cockiness. It's like falling's going to happen. We all trip up. It's knowing how to land and get back up again. And that's so important when you sit there and you think about all the positive messages there. So that was like such a perfect song for the time. I mean, I'm so thankful for Dynamite and Butter and all the other things that happened during the pandemic.
Yeah.
But that was the final, shall we say, we're kicking Corona in the butt.
Yeah.
And we are moving on from a mental health perspective.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And the boys have been really, really vocal, all of them actually, about how this pandemic has affected them and their mental wellness and the strategies that they've been using and having fun and how important dance and music and just fun.
Fun is, and I think that's the other thing, is it's sort of a culmination, because what my work looks at is basically I've studied their entire career and looked at the fact that whether they were conscious that they were, I'm not saying that they sat there and said, we're going to be a mental health band. If anything, it was the idea that they were supported in their mental health. They worked, again, in a peer support way, informal way. And as a result, it was just natural for them to include messages that have a mental health message. And that what was really interesting was that when I first presented the paper that would eventually get published, it was previous to B coming up. And so it was interesting to document their career and then speculate what might happen as B was literally 2 weeks from dropping. And then when B came out, I was able to add that nice conclusion onto the actual published paper, which was proof of concept, ultimate self-created, self-produced, with all the right messages. It was literally an album of their therapy, what they did as their self-care to get them through. And that part of it was the importance of not just creating it for themselves, but knowing that we were all going through some version of the same thing and sharing it. And there was another, again, proof of concept. They were modeling the behavior of creativity for self-care and collaboration. And, some of us are making sourdough bread. Some of us are sewing masks. They gave us beat.
They 100% gave us. They gave us the ability to, something I call the immersive experience of self. It's something I've talked about with DG. Hello, Chu. Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, anybody else who's here at the concert, please let us know. We want to check in with you and say, hey. Also, if anyone's having a rough time today and want us to help you with, in terms of any mental wellness coping or strategies, please let us know. I'm here for you. You guys know your mom. For me, okay, Sean, thank you so much, Sean. Thank you for messaging them. BTS has totally been a huge part of your daughter's mental health and yours as well. I love you, Sean. You are literally proof of concept that this is literally gender. It goes again. There's no gender. There's no age gaps. There's nothing when it comes to being a fan here. So, like what I was saying, and I think we want to understand is people need to have. Hey from Seattle. I'm so happy to see you there. What we need to have is the ability to immerse ourselves in a coping strategy and a healing strategy. That's something that actually uplifts the spirit, right? But also lays a foundation for self-awareness and just for self. Because you don't need to add all of the other things. Sure, we need to love ourselves. Yes, we need to incorporate self-love. Absolutely build self-confidence. But I think that we don't want to pressure ourselves into building that as our absolute. Like, we don't need to set those goals right away. Our number one thing we need to do is just learn how to immerse ourselves and love ourselves enough to give ourselves the outlet for coping and say, I need it and I'm going to work on it. And this experience of coming here today is my immersive experience in self. Because y'all know me. I love my music. I don't think even Sharon didn't know how much I adored these guys and how much I adored music. I'm a musician by trade. I have a degree in choral opera and also also played clarinet all the way to the second string in college. And it was something that I wasn't able to continue doing because my life didn't allow me to, my working experience, my living experience. But music has always been one of the most immersively critical parts and influences in my life. I'd love to know if any of you feel the same. Like being able to find something like the messages that I find, for instance, I will literally listen to Life Goes On 10 times on loop until I find a sense of balance, because the song gives me that. I will listen to On. I will listen, there's just so many. DNA, because I know when I'm having a rough time, if I listen to that enough, that beat and that rhythm and that vibration really will improve my mental state. And it helps to detract me, or, it helps to be able to disconnect me from the stress that I'm dealing with, or the thing that's making me most sad. And my pain, because I live with a long-term chronic illness, and that's what life is, But we need to know how to do that. So that's what these strategies are. If anyone else has felt that, BTS has been that for them, I would love to hear your experience. And if you can let me know. Sean, I would really love to know how the BTS message has helped you immersively to build better self and positive self. If you want to share in here, we would love it. So we're going to get back to Sharon, who's actually, I know, let me show you what she's doing. Hang on. I want to show you, because, we're true nerds over here. We had to go to the merch booth, and we had to get the light bulb.
Yeah, now I just got to get it working and syncing. So that's a whole other me and technology. But I figured I'd start that while the lights were still on.
I got to do mine too. So you want to talk to them a little bit about the analogy about what this bulb actually means and why it's such an important. It's the tchotchke.
Yeah, it's the tchotchke. Well, for starters, within any K-pop act. Going to adjust glasses that I don't have on. K-pop acts always have some kind of a light stick. And what the light stick does and is always associated in some way, shape, or form with the name of the band group, so an army. So again, and the fact that they're Bangtan, so we have bulletproof. So there's been a lot of military analogies, which seems kind of strange when you think about, initially this idea of who they are. But what's interesting is it's this idea that it connects us. So it's part of a larger K-pop thing that you do and a participation in a concert. But the Army Bomb, we've got Army Bomb as far as that's also one of our programs. And it's this idea that even too, in terms of how we can be synced up here at a concert, have them playing, they were even able to, during the pandemic, through our phones and Wi-Fi, have things going. So it's become a larger metaphor. Yes, it's a symbol. Yes, it's a term we use, but literally they've connected us across the planet in those virtual broadcasts. So it took on even more meaning than the light stick, than what a light stick means.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Now I'm just hoping I've got it synced right.
I need to do mine now. I haven't even done mine. For me, I've always felt that it represented a state of our own humanity, right? And how sometimes the light of our spirit, soul, and our mental wellness can be in a full blaze, and we're good. There are moments where you're having these flashes, and in those moments, you may be dealing with depression, you may be dealing with anxiety, you may be dealing with panic. And in those moments, we're glitching, just like that light going on and off. So I feel like the representation of 40,000 or 30 some odd thousand fans together with light bombs loved together is a representation of how when we're working in unison and with something like a fandom like BTS, where when we're all together, we're actually helping to illuminate each other, right? We're helping to uplift each other in a unified front. And I feel like, like last night we were watching the concert and this entire stage was lit up with just light bombs. And then they spelled out BTS down there in lights. And I looked at it and I was like, you see, literally, it's a globalization of the phenomenon of BTS and how they bring people together regardless of where that person is from. Because as we sit here right now, the one thing that we're all here for is to see these lovely human beings, to hear their voices and just share in that amazing feeling that we get when we're listening to these words and singing them together. So it doesn't matter where we're from, right? It doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter our age. It doesn't matter our disability. I'm sitting in a disability chair because I couldn't walk today. None of that, all of those differences don't matter in that moment, right, Sharon? It's like that light represents that unification of all of us as Army, where there's no differences.
The light of the soul, like that's the other part. It's that inner glow, and like Nisha was saying, it's that thing that can connect us and provide us literally with light in the darkness. And that, so there's so much in there, and it's just like I said, it's the idea too that there's so many of us here with them and so many others around the world.
Hey guys, welcome to Army. Look at guys, I'm tell me why, if you don't mind, would you mind sharing why you love BTS so much?
I found them at a time, where I was at my lowest and everything, when I was dealing with deep depression. I felt like I didn't have anybody that, I could count on or anything. And I listened to their song, 0 O'Clock. That's what got me into BTS.
Which one?
0 O'Clock.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I love that song.
Dang, that's like a bit ago.
Yes,
amazing.
Yes. And I just found that during my time in depression, and I was meeting with other friends and online. Because I have Asperger's, it's kind of hard for me to become an Army. I just love how loving like everybody is.
You guys don't think DJ specialize in working mental wellness. I'm a neuropsychiatrist. That's my world. And I teach it through fandom. And so that's why we're here today screaming out, because our whole goal is to let people know why is the Army, man? I mean, we don't look like we sing together, but girl, we sing! Because that's Army up there, guys. Look at the faces. Nothing that you expect. You don't expect it. Why
I became Army after having a life-saving emergency appendix surgery, and I was home recovering and was browsing online and saw BTS do Fake Love on the AMAs. Their first time at the AMAs, and that's when I found them. And Jimin stole my heart, and I've been down this rabbit hole since. For me, they are self-affirming love, self-acceptance, self-expression, and being the best you can be to support others being their best. So that's
just a beautiful rhythm of unity that you find.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And what is your name? Autumn. Lana? I'll get your info later, my love. right now. You'll see yourself live. Okay, so Sean says thank you guys so much. That's what happens when you oh, no. That's not all. Namjoon is one of the most amazing leaders in any group I've ever seen. Today, I cannot wait. So, so Sean, thanks for sharing. I know we've talked in past in event, our online events in the past, and thank you so much for sharing about your journey with depression and anxiety, and that when you're having a problem that you turn to BTS. Sharon, so we have one of our absolutely amazing followers who's with us all the time. Yeah. And I just love Sean and his family. They're always with us. And so he's expressing that he immediately turns to BTS for feeling to be okay with himself and about facing his imperfections.
Well, you see, and that's the other part. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a whole bunch of research about how music in general is good for our health, but some music has a better impact than others. And one of the things that's really interesting about BTS and their message, and I can totally say where you're coming from, is that they have, right from the beginning, reflected on those same things. Oh my God, she's dancing. It's hard to say in the brain.
Sorry, guys.
Is that the lyrical content actually talks about their own vulnerability and the idea of, again, picking yourself up, that it's okay to question yourself. It's the idea that you move on. And there's entire story arcs where they've interconnected with songs. So no, and honestly, there's some songs with some really powerful messages. As someone that survived suicide twice, I can tell you that as far as I'm concerned,
Absolutely.
Not Today is an anti-suicide anthem. It's suicide. It's a suicide prevention song. And so there's those kinds of things. The fact that they've delved into, again, you can go down the Jungian psychology stuff, but honestly, just the idea of, for example, Magic Shop draws from both. Obviously, they talked about reading James Doty's book, and that's about meditation.
That's right.
So it had some influence. But what's also interesting is there's a psychodramatic process called Magic Shop, where it's about the clinician or the person that's acting as the shopkeeper exchanges with the other person. It's what's the crap that you're trying to give up, and what can I give you instead? Exactly. And it's a dynamic. And what's interesting is that BTS, one of their musters is called Magic Shop. So the song has that idea of the reciprocal and the peer support. Then there's the psychodramatic, and then there's the meditation. Like it's layers and layers and layers.
So that's, I just shared with you guys how important this song is to me, and then literally it comes on right after that. So I just have to say that. I couldn't help it.
Well, and there's another one, and this again goes to the proof of concept, because again, think about this. This song comes from the pandemic, and it is literally about life goes on. And they talk about all the different ways that we were impacted and how we just pick ourselves up and we move on. So,
Man, I love this guy. I love them. Thank you. I know I keep crashing you right now.
Trying to get the army bomb set up.
We're doing so good, though. Everybody, guys, thank you so much for bearing with me. I know it's a little nuts. Normally, I'd be walking around a little bit more, but it's a little hard because my legs aren't doing so well today, as Sharon will tell you. We have to wheelchair it up here because of the pain, and I'm in, I don't mind sharing. I'm in pain, but it's okay because right now I'm so happy. But y'all know when I'm happy because I start crying. Y'all know me. Woo, my God. All right, I'm just going to share Jimin right now. Listen, guys, if you've never listened to this song ever in your life, please listen to this song, okay? This has really helped me through some of the worst moments I've had, and through a lot of grief. And I really recommend listening to it. Would you guys mind being on my live? Oh, I'm live streaming from my site all over right now. Yeah, let me get. Do y'all mind? in here and let me know I'm in correction so we can get this in the back. But I am doing my normal. Everybody I'm sitting next to gets to be on the show. You know how that is with me. So as Army, what is the most important or the most influential thing about BTS for you?
Their friendship, for sure. Absolutely their friendship. And the way they treat each other, like, just so kindly and encourage other people to do the same. Absolutely. Exactly.
So what connected you both of you, if you don't mind, just if you mind giving your name? Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
I didn't know that because not only are like BTS wonderful and inspiring and great, but also it's like a way for us to stay connected when we live, sharing videos, sharing everything that they do.
Well, my sister from the Mister over here, that's from Winnipeg, and I'm from Orlando. So, you meet in the middle.
Yeah.
You meet in the middle.
And we bonded remotely over mental health.
Over mental health and BTS, and here we are today. So, how far did you guys go?
For me.
So think about, what I share with everyone here about Army being their color. I mean, up and down, the message, our love, who they are, their message. Hey guys, hello, I'm Quinn. Caitlin, love you too. I have it this way because I'm seeing your live stream. So I'm sleeping in a room. It's hard for me. I apologize. So tell me a little bit about your, how it feels to be part of this running.
It feels so nice. They're just so welcoming. I have a friend, BTS for years, but I've only been listening to them in the last year or so.
Yeah.
And she, like, even though she's been a long time army, she's like, everybody finds BTS and they need them and like they're welcoming.
We're friends now. We're all friends. You gotta think, guys, I think we are ready. Oh my God. You guys have fun. All right, guys, we are really close to beat time. I'm gonna try and get my little thing together. It's for bias. I actually don't have a bias, to be fair, guys. I absolutely adore everyone. I have a huge connection to RN as a leader of an organization. I know what it is that Namjoon probably is dealing with a lot of the time, especially as the English speaker. So I have a lot of respect for him. I love Jin. Oh, I love Jin. I love Sugar. I think Sugar for me is probably, if I have to say I have to connect, maybe it's Sugar because sorry. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just show you Army, guys. Yes, I sing, not sing. There's my gin, man. I have two more gin. I'm doing my best to stay alive with you guys until the concert starts, which should be another 8 minutes. I will probably only stay live with you for 5 minutes, if even that much, because I want to enjoy the concert. I really do, and I want to be immersed in it. And I want to really, I mean, 7 years, man, I've been waiting, so I'm so excited. Woo! The message behind Dynamite is really about the fact that in any moment in our life, yes, everything explodes. And while there's a bad side to that, if we allow these sparks, like fireworks, to just and we just let ourselves embrace the rhythm of life around us and embrace the rhythm of happiness and joy and that vibe, and you kind of hold on to it, that it's like dynamite blowing everything up, all the bad stuff up, and all of the negative and all of the difficulties. Like it's like having a way to fight. Oh, smooth like when I look in your mirror, I know that I'm the That's the AMA. All right, guys, we are super close. 39 minutes into the live stream. I think again we're only going to go over 5 minutes into the show because I don't want to get I don't want to get in trouble with hype. Oh yeah, I know, Sean. I got you here with me. I really hope you guys are enjoying this. I am so happy to bring this to you. I want to dance to music. walk the walk Okay, that's all I'm doing. I don't want to get in Alright guys, and it's game time at the end of this. Concert is going live. Woo! 7:30. Are we ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Lenny is really. Alright, dude. I am myself ready. Hey, listen, if y'all haven't watched any of the new con stuff, make sure you watch Permission to Dance and Just Dance. Enjoy. Just live your life. Let yourself be. Experience.
Oh, it's more than that. I'm downloading an app now.
Oh my God, guys. I get it. We are ready. Y'all ready? Let's go. Remember, that's it. It's like not even 5 minutes if I can help it because I don't want to get in trouble. Okay? So you're getting. All right, they're ready to come out. Woo! Oh, here we go, guys. That's it, guys. Check out. I actually don't have a clue if you can see it.